Hey guys, happy Monday. Hope you are doing well. So, some of you have already noticed that I have changed the channel's name and I did it today. So, good eye, and I'm really happy you're following the channel regularly. So, yes, I have changed it to Six of Cups. It used to be called The Witch That Came from Mars, and I have changed it to Six of Cups because it's my favorite tarot card. It is something that I think resonates the best with my practice, with everything I do, the readings, the spell work, because with majority of my clients, Six of Cups would be the card that resonates the most. So, yeah, we call it Six of Cups now. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the astrology spell today. You have probably noticed, and I did mention it on the channel, that the astrology spell was being revamped, and this is why it wasn't available for a while. And some of you have probably noticed that since of recently it is available again. So the astrology spell is a bit different now, but some things are still the same. You will absolutely need to know your exact time of birth if you want to get this spell done. Again, astrology spell can be done for anything. However, it is usually for extremely hard situations, and you need to have consultations so we can see what is best for your situation, because you might be better suited for the skull spell, which is still, in my opinion, something that is best for majority of the clients, because majority of you guys have avoidant targets and stubborn targets. So we all love the skull spell. Astrology spell is also amazing. It works differently, and it's used for different cases, of course. But you do need to know your exact time of birth. So you can find your birth time in hospital records or birth certificate, depending on the country, but I'm aware that not every country keeps track on that. And if your mom didn't, then some of you will not be able to find your exact time of birth. If you don't know it, I'm afraid we can't do the astrology spell. The time of birth is the time when the cord between you and your mother was cut. So that is considered the official time of birth, and that is considered the time that we use in the astrology to create your natal chart. Okay, so astrology spell works on your natal chart and transits. And now it comes with a very specific audio, very specific reprogramming audio, which is different than the ones you already have, because it works in combination with the spell. And it's very specific because of this particular spell. Anyways, having said that, the reason why I'm sharing this is because I want to share my experience, because I know you love story times, and I very rarely do spells for myself. I wish I did more glamours for me. Oh, I love them. I actually have an experience with a glamour that I did last year, which some of you know about, and it's a really great one, but that is not the topic today. I did the astrology spell on me because I was testing it. So I always test spells, and I test them on myself as well. And I'm gonna describe what I did. I did not use an X as a target because I have pretty much gotten all of my X's back with spell work, and I thought that it wouldn't be fair to get them back again. It wouldn't be the real test for this spell. I needed something a lot harder, because these were people that did already come back. So it's kind of like I need something different, basically something harder, something really impossible. So basically, what I did was, with my intention was to bring back somebody from the past that I had something romantic with, but it didn't turn out. It didn't work out. It didn't turn into anything. It was just something where I was in love with somebody and something like that, and I have already forgotten about this person has already forgotten about me. So I had nobody specific in mind, and I did a spell for that. I found some really great transits that were just happening uh, in my chart. And I also did a reprogramming audio. And like I said, it was a very specific one where I said that men from the past, and I said men because I'm heterosexual, but it can be used obviously for anyone. But this was just the spell that I did. That men from the past are reaching out to me. They are sending me, they're adding me on social media and they're texting. And I even ran into them in this specific pub I go to for my pub quizzes, and that is the only place I go to. So I had to use that one. I had to be very specific, and so on and so on. And basically, that is what I did. And then I listened to the reprogramming audio, and I listened to it pretty regularly. It is again just 4 minutes, so just like the audios I make for you guys, because I'm much aware that nobody will listen to something every single day if it's too long, because life. So I try to make things really available. Anyways, reasonable. Okay, I think it's reasonable, 5 minutes a day, right? And I'll be honest, I didn't listen to it fully regularly because I'm quite busy, but I did listen to it on majority of the days. And I usually, when I listened to it a couple of times in a row, like twice, two or three times in a row. And it wasn't every single day, but it was often, let's put it like that. And I tried to listen to it while I was working out and while I was taking a walk or something like that. And I know that is not the best because I wasn't fully focusing on it. And I don't recommend this, by the way, but just because of my busy schedule, that's just something that worked for me, and it was the most convenient. But if you can't listen to it before bed or in the morning, you can do this as well, or you can add it to your routine like this as well. But it is best to really concentrate on the words. And I was trying to, even though I was like walking or working out, but I'll be honest, I wasn't fully concentrated through the whole audio. Usually I would be in the beginning and then my mind would drift. Anyways, just being fully honest about what I did. And clearly, the most important thing I want to mention is that I obviously was fully detached because I didn't even have anybody in mind. I couldn't even think of anybody. So clearly, I wanted the spell to surprise me. And, I was detached completely. It was complete detachment because I don't even know who the spell is bringing, and I was not attached to results, anything. So I think that's very important, and I'm fully aware that if you have a specific target in mind, that you will not be as detached, and obviously it will not work as good and as fast as it did for me. But it's a fun story, so just bear with me. Anyways, after I performed the spell and started listening to the audio, I did get obviously some men from the past reaching out, sending text messages and stuff, but it was nobody special, nobody that I was in love with. It was just like past men that I used to text with, or I was friendly with, or I dated some of them. I went on some dates with some of them, and I did get a pretty good number of them reaching out, so I knew, okay, the spell is working. But nothing major was like happening. So I was thinking, maybe I don't have a person that got away, that I was really in love with. Maybe there's nobody. Anyways, one evening, I went to my pub quiz, as you know. I love my pub quiz. And after the pub quiz, there was a band in that pub, a music band playing, and we stayed for another drink, me and my friends, my team, and I had tea, of course. I'm very boring, guys. I don't like, um, I don't drink alcohol. I don't like to party. I don't go anywhere. I only go to my pub quiz and I drink tea at my pub quiz. Anyways, I love tea, by the way. Tea is healthy and good for you. Drink tea, guys. I had my tea, I was sipping my tea, and I was planning to go home really soon because the pub suddenly got really crowded and there was a bunch of people, which I don't like. I'll be honest, I don't like the crowds. And we were standing by the bar, me and my friends, and I just happened to see this guy, and I don't know if he looked familiar. At that moment, honestly, I don't know. There was something about him. You know, I wasn't really attracted to him. It wasn't. It was weird. Anyways, I saw this guy and I was like, he saw me, and we looked at each other, and I didn't realize it was somebody, which you're gonna hear later on at that time, but it was a bit weird. Anyways, and I decided to go home, and before I went home, I went to the bathroom and I needed to pass through the area where he was standing. And like I said, it was very crowded, and I just heard somebody saying hi to me, and I knew it was for me, but it was so crowded that I didn't see who it was, but I just knew it was that guy. I knew it. And I went to the bathroom, I went home, and on my way home, I was like thinking, could that be? And I was thinking about the exact person that I'm going to talk about later on, so I don't want to spoil it. But I was thinking, could it be that person? And I wasn't sure because it's been so long that I saw this person, and obviously we do change physically as we age, so I was not sure. And anyways, I thought about it briefly. I couldn't tell if it was that person or not, and then I just forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. I have a lot going on, so I don't tend to think about men. I don't have the time, honestly. And a month later, oh, and by the way, I know that some of you heard this story because I shared it with some of you already, and I apologize if you're listening to it again. But I just thought it was really interesting and fun, and since people like when I make audios like this, I decided to make it. So, anyways, around a month later, I was again at my pub quiz, and we have breaks on the pub quiz. So there are 3 rounds and you have breaks between each rounds. And during the breaks, I go on my phone just like everybody else because you can't use your phone during the quiz, obviously. And, I check my messages, I reply to you guys and stuff like that, just like anybody else. And I saw that I have a friend request on Facebook, and I don't even really use Facebook and social media in general, so I don't really get much friend requests. And anyways, I took a look at the friend request, and it was the guy that I thought the guy that I saw was, and it was pretty clear, okay, that was him. And now I'm gonna explain who it was, obviously. So this is, I think, probably from what I can remember, the only one that got away. So this story happened 12 between 12 and 15 years ago, and basically, I was very in love with this guy, and we were like talking, texting, and we knew each other from before, and something was like happening between us, but nothing was really happening. It was just we were just talking, and I remember that I was quite anxious. I got anxiously attached, and he loved to go to this parties, rave parties, and I know some of you guys love them as well. I never went to them because I don't like parties, and I don't like them. I don't I couldn't imagine myself there. So it's something that for me is just no. Anyways, he went to those parties, and I remember I was a bit passive aggressive and anxiously attached. And I'll be honest, as always, I'm a human being, and I was scared that at one of those parties he will meet somebody else. Again, insecure, right? Absolutely. And I remember that I told him, "Oh, you're probably gonna meet somebody else at this party. You're going to." And he said, no, when I'm interested in somebody, I'm not interested in nobody else. But it did happen. He did meet somebody at, I'm not sure if it was that party or some other, but he did meet somebody, and basically he ghosted me. And I am a witch, you guys, I knew he met somebody, and I did send him a message, and I asked him about it, and he replied with yes, and he said that I had enough time. And the truth is that I was really indecisive about him, and I was, and I I kind of didn't think that we would be the best match, so I was very indecisive. Although I was in love, I didn't think he was the right person for me. And anyways, I was really heartbroken when that happened, and I remember that I deleted him from social media. And then a few months passed, and I worked on myself, and I was like, okay, this is dumb. I was really close with this person, and this person was really dear to me. So I am gonna send a friend request, and I did, and he never ever accepted it. He left it. He didn't delete it, but then after a few months or something, I have canceled the request because I realized it was pointless. And never ever in my wildest dream did I think that one day he'll be sending me a friend request. And it was a no contact situation for over a decade, guys. I haven't seen this person for over a decade. Also, he moved, I moved. It's a huge coincidence that we were at the same pub. And it's not a coincidence, obviously, but yeah, it would be a huge coincidence. And yeah, I was just very shocked. I was really, really shocked. And this proves that if you're detached, your spell can work a lot faster, and even on people from way, way back, which is always the hardest thing to bring back with magic because the energy bonds will be weak. So I hope this was educational. I know it's not the same as your situations because like I said, I didn't have a specific target. I was completely detached. So I'm just sharing my experience as a fun story time. Maybe you will learn something from it, maybe not. It doesn't really matter. I hope you enjoy this story, if nothing else. And I wish you a beautiful new week. Bye, guys.